Smile! We're headed to Macy's Backstage.
And did you hear about the new Backstage Scratch Win Smile game?
Yeah, everyone's a winner.
Right. Make any $25 Backstage purchase now through Saturday, December 2nd.
And score a Scratch Win Smile game card.
You're guaranteed to win a $1, $5, $10, or $25 prize.
To redeem at Macy's Backstage at a later date.
Scratch and win.
What's not to smile about? Macy's Backstage. Savings for everyday life. Details at macysbackstage.com.
Stop jumping on me. Why are you doing that?
Having a bad dog day?
Rex, come back here.
From police dogs to pet dogs, from potty training to pet peeves, #1 best-selling author and 30-year canine trainer Andy Falco knows how to get to the meat of what's eating your dog. This is Falco Canine Dog Talk, the show that helps you and your dog create a relationship of love and respect.
What a good boy. Good heel, Rex. I love you, Rex.
And now here's your host, Andy Falco.
Hello, my friends. This is Andy over at Falco Canine Academy's Train the Dog Trainer podcast and Falco Canine Dog Talk. Oh my gosh, what a busy week. I think I've gone a couple extra days without doing a podcast, so I really apologize for those of you that, and I know there's a bunch of you that sit around waiting for my podcast, and all right, maybe there's not, but I'm going to just believe that there are. But this one is an important one, and I know I say that for probably 90% of what I'm about to discuss. But there are so many aspects of creating your community, building on your list of potential customers, and developing relationships that are so important with any business. It just does not, of course, dog training. But in relationship to dog training, it is very, very important. And as I've said before, I know that many of us and many of you get involved in dog training because you like training dogs. You like hanging out with dogs. You like spending time with dogs. Dogs, give you some level of comfort and satisfaction when you can change a dog from being completely out of control to in control and obedient and loving. All that stuff is fantastic, but there's the part of a business. If you've turned your dog training into a business, and again, this could actually be also for you, those of you that just want to do it as a hobby, because if you don't have dogs to train with and don't have relationships with people that will send you customers and potential opportunities to train dogs, then you're not going to be able to enjoy it. So in relationship to running a business, that there are things you must understand, that developing relationships in your community are extremely important. And there are many partners in your community that can both help you do that and that you can give value to, such as veterinarians. If you become associated with a veterinarian, their association with you can add value to their business in one way or another. And so let's talk through a couple of these opportunities that you may have in your community. The opportunities come in the form of people that are in your niche. And it could be other dog trainers. So let's not forget that. So at Falco Canine Academy, one of the things that we do, one of the things that sets us apart from a large number of other dog training facilities, is that we don't turn down any dog or any relationship between the human and the dog. We have taken on some of the most problematic dogs all the way to France. We've had dogs sent to us from France who bit some, actually we had one dog in France that bit a police officer while they were out jogging. And they shipped the dog to us. We picked up the dog at LAX and had the dog in our custody for, I believe it was about 6 weeks, I think, and worked with the dog and then trained the handler as they came down here and were in Las Vegas. So I drove to Las Vegas and worked with them. So that is our niche. So there's trainers who don't want to deal with problematic dogs. They do not want to deal with aggression or dogs that don't fit into their very narrow niche, which is fine. If somebody understands that they only want to handle nearly perfect dogs, that is perfectly fine with me. You know your limitations, you know what you want, you don't have to deal with the higher probability that somebody may get hurt or get bit. We've just never shied away from it. I've been training police dogs for 30 years, and I'm fairly used to not only other dogs getting into it, but dogs biting human beings and not letting go. So it has always been a part of my life. There's nothing nothing that will shock me in relationship to dogs. So our relationship with other dog trainers has always been present because they need and enjoyed our relationship because they know that they can trust us. They know that our methods are humane and have been proven, and we've had great success. And so that's one relationship. So you may have that type of system that you've put together in regard to your training. And I really caution dog trainers to get away from what I've known to be in the dog industry is that most dog trainers badmouth other dog trainers. And you're going to say, in my world, we don't do that. But I'm telling you that I have rarely found that not to be true. They go to seminars together and sit next to each other and that kind of stuff, and they act like really good friends, and they talk and they socialize and that kind of stuff. And then as soon as you're apart, it takes nothing for somebody to badmouth the dog trainer that they were just sitting next to just moments before. I have been witness to all of that. I am encouraging you to not be one of those dog trainers. That if you get presented, and this happens, and you can even see it on some of our Facebook Lives on Facebook, where I'll get presented with, what do you think about this person's method of training? And I will say, it works, but it's not something that I would necessarily use myself. It's definitely a fine line to walk. However, you don't need, I always tell people, if you're so worried about what other people are doing, you're not spending enough time worrying about what it is that you're doing. And you need to focus on that. There's nothing wrong with knowing your competition, knowing what they're doing, knowing what they're offering, knowing what they're charging. That is all very, very good. But you don't need to spend so much time bad-mouthing them that you're taken away from the focus of what it is you can do and less about what your competition can't do. All right, so focus on yourself. But develop those relationships. Get close to your, as I've mentioned in another podcast, get close to your, the other dog trainers that are in your niche, your competition. That's the word I was looking for. Get close to your competition and be aware of what it is they're doing and become friendly with them. And maybe set up, meetups with, a meetup group or something with dog trainers in your community and see what happens. I really think it could be very powerful. There are enough dogs out there for everybody. I promise you. This competition thing that people think, well, I can't have a competitor too close to me because they're going to take away a customer. Stop. You just stop now. How about just being really, really good and you don't have to worry about the competition? Invite trainers to your facility and watch what you're doing and become friendly with them. I do Facebook Lives telling people how to train dogs, and I have no concern about the competition. I don't have any concern about the competition. I invite them to come and watch and be a part of, and I will be more than happy to interview dog trainers on my dog training website. There are so many dog trainers that want to pretend that there are no other dog trainers out there. All right, so I beat that point up to about as much as I can. All right, of course, and then some of this is going to be so obvious to most of you that you're going to turn this off and say, I already know. I already have become friendly with groomers. Yes, groomers, veterinarians, dog walkers, the people that do agility but don't do obedience, the people that do therapy dog training, the people that do, whoever it is that is in the dog niche, you need to develop these partnerships and figure out how it is that you can benefit from each other. Become very close to them. One of the things I do with the veterinarians, which is obviously not competition because they are really good at fixing injuries and illnesses, but they are quite often, not always, but quite often not very good at coming up with solutions for behavior problems. Now, they may try, but they're quite often they are wrong. So many veterinarians have no clue about dog behavior. Strangely enough, you would think that they would, but they also don't have a clue quite often, and this is also strange, about pet nutrition. Now, there are some that focus on pet nutrition, but there are many, many veterinarians who have very little knowledge about really good pet nutrition for each dog and the individual dog and that type of thing. So if you are a dog trainer that also has a very strong knowledge base on pet nutrition, one of the best things you can do is develop a relationship with a veterinarian. One of the hurdles that you always, and we always did too, always going to come across with a veterinarian is there's already somebody who's grabbed their attention, somebody that they've developed a relationship with. You just have to stick around and not necessarily push yourselves on there, but be there. And again, not badmouth the trainer that they have, but show them why there's enough room for 2 trainers in their business card file that they can hand to their customers that come in with problematic dogs. They will turn you down. It's been my history that I've gone into a veterinarian's office, and that's what I do. I walk in and say, introduce myself. Hey, I'm a trainer. My facility is just merely a couple blocks away or within a certain demographic area. And I say, I am available if you have any problematic dogs. Now, they'll say, it's okay. We already have a dog trainer that we work with. That's good. We at Falco Canine Academy, we handle very problematic dogs. So if there is something that maybe your trainer is not comfortable with, I would really appreciate it if you would consider us as a referral. And here is our website. Here are some of the testimonials that we've had from our customers. Here is our website. Here's my personal webpage where you can learn more about me personally, about what my history is with dogs. And here's a couple of videos that I put together on Facebook and YouTube that you can look at and get an example of what it is that I teach and my techniques. And you give them as much information as possible. Now, will they look at it all? No. But will they look at it maybe the second time you're there, maybe a couple months later, and say, hey, just want to remind you that we're available. One of the things that we do and have done and we being mostly me, is that I take them cookies with my business cards in them and just leave them. And again, they can very well eat the cookies and throw away the cards. But it's a little bit of just staying there, staying present. No matter what it is they say, you stay pleasant and not get offended. Maybe joke around with them a little bit. If they have any special events, hey, if you have any special events, I know that they're in Brea, there is a veterinarian who has open house about every 6 months. It's either once a year or every 6 months. I always let them know that I'm available to do a demonstration or pay for a booth, and that really helps develop that relationship. And pretty much now, we probably are the only facility that she refers. And I can say that about probably 10 other veterinarians in our area that over the last 15 years that I've been in this business, they all have our business cards. They actually call me and ask me to replenish the business cards that are, when they run out, because they are so used to referring us business that they call us. Now, I have other trainers that do the training for us, so I don't do that as much as I used to. But I can tell you, back when it was one of my primary businesses with the pet side of business, that's what I did. We took them cookies. I gave them Starbucks cards. I gave them the fruit. What is that? I forget what it's called, but it's fruit that's carved and made into a bouquet, that kind of thing. And so whatever I can do to make sure that my company name is on the forefront of their minds when somebody comes in with a problematic dog or a question about training, I want to make sure that I do that. So we charged at the time, and it's gone up, but at the time we were charging $275 for an 8-week course, or I believe it was like $280 for an hour of private training at our facility. So if they refer one person and you give them a $20 Starbucks card, doesn't that not seem like a pretty good exchange, right? If I give them $20 and they give us up to, over time, it can lead up to about $1,000 of business from one customer. Is that $20 not worth it, right? So, and that could lead to more, right? I'm not saying that we only get one referral out of it, but we probably get a lot, right? We probably get 4 or 5 a month, or a couple a month, whatever it is. That surely pays for itself very, very quickly, right? So that's one relationship. Groomers. How about pet stores? Do you have any ma and pop pet stores or feed stores that are feed and tackle stores that are in your facility, in your vicinity, in your community? And we have 3. And do we have business cards in those places? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we have a board. I have to go check it. Again, I've not done actually the pet dog, group training. We have a fantastic trainer by the name of Gina and Derek, who handled the pet dog training now for us under Falco Canine Academy's name. So I have not looked at it recently, but we have a plaque that's on the just outside the door of the entrance that has our placard on there that says Falco Canine Academy, and a place for our business cards. And so, yes, and they have had business cards there at the counter. And so those are strong places. There's a company by the name of Kreisers, which is right behind my home, and they have our cards there that they hand out to customers. So really get out, and it takes work. Now, I've had a lot of trainers, I've had a lot of kennel helpers that I would task with that job to go out and replenish all the cards with all the groomers, all the feed places, all the mom and pop pet store companies. We would even sometimes put them on, and this is not very kosher, but there was a time that we did it, where we put our business cards under windshield wipers near the PetSmarts and Petcos and that type of thing. And we've stopped doing that because I think somebody complained. But we did do that for a while. Again, groomers are always good. And what have I left out? Oh, dog walkers. Dog walkers are great people to develop a relationship with. I've offered them free training, and they can come out and be interns at our dog training. Again, so they can develop, training skills and that kind of stuff. And when they get a dog that's problematic, again, that's where we're kind of our money was made, and all the dogs that get kicked out of every other dog training program, we get them. And so a dog walker would get a job, and the dog would just be a miserable dog to handle. And so if they, through our, just being a part of our training process, could not handle the dog, of course, then we would get the referral. So I have no problem having interns in the form of dog walkers coming and being a part of our dog training program. And again, this goes years back where we had 3 or 4 dog walkers that would kind of come in and be part of the intern program at our facility, even taking care of dogs in the kennels. As long as they were learning about dog training, they would refer us business. And so those are partners. You got to look at them as partners in the success of your business, and kind of make them feel that way. Take them out to lunch once in a while. Give them one of your T-shirts. We have Falco Canine Academy shirts that we would hand out. We've had baseball hats that we would give them for participating, and make them feel welcome, just as we did as police dog trainers and handlers and supervisors for the canine detail. Anybody that would come and help us out with dog training, we would give them stuff. We would take them out to lunch. We would give them equipment. We would give them things, because it was so valuable to have them to be a partner of what it is that we were trying to do. And that's kind of where I learned that was so valuable. People in the community that allow us to use their locations. So Home Depot is a place where you can go in and kind of meet the manager and let them know that you do dog training. And from time to time, we like to bring the dogs in to your facility and walk them around so they can get used to the sights and sounds and things that are happening in the store, and let them know what it is you're doing. Now, there was a time that I would just do it and then pretend that I was a customer, looking for a hammer, along with somebody that had a dog, and we'd be kind of whispering in their ear, forward, stop, down, leave your dog in a sit, stay, and go at the end of your leash and that kind of stuff. But at some point, I found the manager, and we talked and said, hey, I hope you don't mind, but every so often we come in, oh, we love it when you guys come in with your dogs, and it turned out to be a really, really good thing. So you could make the choice of asking what is the it used to be my my motto was that I'd rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. That was kind of the thing that I lived by. But there are times where at some point it's probably even better to have that permission and develop that relationship with the people that actually are managing a property that you can be on. For detection dog services, I've developed partnership with churches to bring dogs in to do searches for bed bugs within the sanctuaries and the seats and things like that. Fire stations allow us to come in and do searches with dogs and bring dogs in to do searches for narcotics and explosives and bed bugs and excuse me. And so those relationships have really helped us out. Back to Chrysler's. Chrysler's allows us not only to come in there and do Facebook Lives inside their shop, but they allow me to do searches inside their facility. And so we've hidden bed bugs, narcotics, and explosives inside Chrysler's while people are shopping and have done searches. And they really like it because it shows the dogs coming in and that they have a relationship with a company that trains police dogs coming to their facility. And it really is a symbiotic relationship that you can build with some of these facilities. So be creative. A hotel. The Chase Hotel here in Brea we've had a relationship with them for about 4 years where we come and do things inside of the different rooms with dogs. I've done peanut detection dog searches, bed bug searches, narcotics, explosives. We've used their conference room and held seminars for free because of the relationship that we developed. So just open your mind up, think about what it is that you do with your dogs and see what it is that you can do to help somebody. I think in the relationship with the hotel is that we train bedbug dogs and we do searches in all of their rooms for training, and on occasion may have something come up where we can alert them to a potential problem. So that is a great relationship, right? That's a good relationship for them. It's a great relationship for us. And so in your whatever it is that you're doing in relationship to your niche, if you are training service dogs, really important to find those places where your service dogs will go. Would it be restaurants? Would it be hotels? Would it be Home Depots? Would it be chiropractors' offices, which is another one we've had relationship with? They actually have our business cards at the chiropractor's office. How many people are injured because their dog have pulled them down? How many people are in there to get an adjustment because their dog pulls on their arm so badly that now their left arm hurts or their right arm hurts, or they've hurt their neck because the dog suddenly went after a cat while they were walking their dog, right? Chiropractors are a great partnership to have in relationship to referrals to dogs. Figure out how it is you can help them. Do they have special events that maybe you having a booth there and paying for it, or providing some type of demonstration that you can do to add an interest level at their facility? So really, really, really be creative in figuring out how it is you can have partnerships. Of course, it goes without saying, you're going to want to make sure and develop a relationship with Chamber of Commerce, Rotary clubs, BNIs, and that kind of stuff, and come in and talk about what it is you do with dogs and how you help the community, that kind of stuff. We've even developed relationships with Parks and Recreation and help them, and where in most cases they want you to pay a fee and that kind of stuff. We've been in a lot of parks where we've never had to pay a fee to be in their parks for training. And I can name probably 5 or 6 parks, all the way from Huntington Beach to Brea to Yorba Linda and Fullerton, where we over the years have done training and never paid a dime. One place we were at for 8 years, the next place we were out for about 7 years, and never had to sign a contract, never had to do anything, because it was the relationship that I was able to build with the leadership, with the people that were responsible for the park, and it was because of that relationship they invited us there and allowed us to be there for a very long period of time. It was only because somebody got their feelings hurt that we were there, and they ended up having to pay some fees, and that caused us to have to go to the next place. It wasn't because of anything we did wrong. It was just because people, finally got hurt that, I think it was mostly fitness people who wanted to use the park, and they said no, or you can pay whatever it was, $200 or $300 a month to be there. And they said, well, does the dog trainer guy who's here every weekend and during the week and all the time have to pay anything? And they would have to say, no. And they go, hey, dude, we need you to move on for a period of time until this person gets off our back. So those are all from because I developed a relationship and met with them and talked with them, kind of explained to them how how we could, be a benefit to them, and it works. So just got to talk, got to shake some hands, got to send them some cookies and some Starbucks cards and that kind of stuff. And again, remember that you want to figure out how it is you can make it a partnership that both of you benefit from the relationship. All right. So I hope that's helpful. Hope that gives you some ideas, and just good luck in doing that. And it's really something you got to get out and do, as much as you may not like to do it. And I know there's dog trainers that all we want to do is train dogs. I hate people who just want to train dogs. Well, if you want to be successful at it, if you want to have variety in your life, in your business, then you're going to have to get out there and shake some hands. You're going to have to give them some Starbucks cards, or find somebody in your facility, in your business that does like doing that kind of stuff and do that. I usually ended up being the one, because I could not get other trainers to understand that it was benefiting them. They just kind of, do I have to? I really don't want to do that. And so it's not easy, and I know that. But if nobody will do it, then it really has to be you. Because if you don't, I swear to you, swear is not a good word. I promise you that you're missing out on opportunity if you don't develop the relationships that I know can be developed just with a little bit of time, a little bit of love and care, and some gifts. It's amazing what will happen. All right, that is it for this podcast. Develop the relationships, develop your partnerships, and you will see the benefit, I promise you. All right, that is it for now, and I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Falco Canine Dog Talk,
the show that helps you and your dog create a relationship of love and respect.
If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address at www.falcocanineacademy.com.
And like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Falco Canine Academy.
Follow us on twitter.com/Falco Canine Academy.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Falco143.
And remember, if you've got questions for Andy, call the K9 line at 714-798-9961. That's 714-798-9961.
This is a production of Falco Enterprises Incorporated. All rights reserved.
When we listen to the radio, we never agree on the station.
Classic rock.
Hip-hop.
Pop! Guys, quiet. The one thing we do agree on, we all want an awesome free phone. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 free phones of your choice from brands you love, like Samsung, Motorola, and LG when you switch. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Free phone requires port. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.